Hello and welcome to our tip of the week. I hope you're having a great week. Today we're going to talk a little bit about characteristics of a healthy, high-functioning team. That's one of the things that clients will ask me is how do I know if my team of people or the people that are working with me or under me are healthy and doing all the right things. And I mean, it is fairly subjective. I think that you can, if you use your intuition and you trust yourself, you can you'll have a strong sense of whether things are going well or not. I'm coming to realize that as leaders, as parents, regardless of what we're doing, our intuition needs to continue to be developed, and we must trust those inner knowings we have about things. Having said that, there's some really good information out there, research and theory around what sustains people working together, living together, what are the characteristics, what are the signs of a healthy team, and what are the things that we can develop or work towards in terms of goals if we want to improve the conditions for folks working together. So this particular information I'm going to share with you today comes from a place called Team Diagnostic International, and they just offer a system for assessing the health of teams, so it's sort of like a starting point. And the characteristics that they list and that I personally refer to in my work, or the things that I'm looking for whenever I work with people, are as follows. So the first thing is there a sense of trust on the team? Do people feel free to speak their mind? Do people feel like they can count on each other? And does the team operate in an environment free from fear? So the first thing is trust. The second thing is respect, and we want to ask the question of, is there an atmosphere of mutual respect and genuine positive regard amongst folks on the team? Contempt and hostility should not be tolerated by people in the group. And do we empower each other and other members of the team to contribute? So the second thing is respect. Third thing is camaraderie. Is there a strong sense of belonging to the team? Does the team celebrate and acknowledge group accomplishments? Is there empathy, playfulness, and humor present amongst folks on the team? Belonging is so it's such a foundational piece for all of us, whether it's in our community, at work, in our family, but to have that camaraderie and sense of belonging, very, very, very important. The next thing is, next characteristic we want to look for is communication. Is the communication clear? Is it efficient? And is it valued over less direct approaches such as politicizing, gossiping, or stonewalling? So we want to be working towards an environment where people feel like they can communicate directly and efficiently about things, as opposed to having to go around and gossip and do these other unproductive behaviors. So the next characteristic that we want to look for is constructive interaction. So do people see conflict as an opportunity for discovery, growth, and creativity? And does the team avoid criticizing, defensiveness, and finger pointing? We're able to give and receive feedback well. That is so important. So as I've mentioned before, conflict is perpetual. And we must be able to tolerate our own inner conflict as well as conflicts with other folks. We have to be able to develop this ability to hold multiple perspectives on things simultaneously, and to be able to interact around those things where there is contrasting viewpoints and contrasting opinions. That's just the nature of working with people. So that's very, very important, constructive interaction. The next characteristic is values diversity. And what that really means is the team open-minded, and do team members value differences in ideas, backgrounds, perspectives, personalities, approaches, and lifestyles? Diversity is considered to be a vital part of the team. Do people feel that way, or are people trying to, does the most popular way of doing things prevail? That's incredibly important. If it's not present, we need to start talking about how do we develop a culture of value where values, diversity of values is embraced within the group, because we're all so very different. And then the last thing is optimism. Does the team have an inspiring shared vision? Are people enthusiastic? Are they looking forward and appreciative of each other? Are there low levels of cynicism, pessimism, helplessness, hopelessness, or dwelling in the past? So, want to foster an environment of optimism. It's important, obviously, that we're able to address the tough things, but at the same time, we want to have an overall or an overriding feeling of optimism and hope. And if that isn't present, again, how do we come together to talk about that? What's really going on? How do we dive under the surface to address maybe some of the issues that are bogging us down and keeping us stuck? Really, really important. So those are the 7 characteristics of a high-functioning team or group. You can apply this to any group of people, and it's a great starting point in terms of having a discussion about do we have these things, and if not, how do we start to create more of it? Have a great week.